happy Thursday, or actually, I shouldn't. Whatever day it is that this gets on the internet and you watch it, just welcome to Not Coming Soon, guys. We're stoked to have you. Really excited. See, the numbers keep going up, Jeff. The numbers, I'm seeing a steady climb.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. So for this episode, my name is Ryan Myers.
And this one, I will be Jeff.
This one, yeah. Lord knows what next one will be.
Who knows?
I don't. It's not coming soon anyway, so we'll have plenty of time to figure it out.
So
now, for those returners, we know there's a lot of you. You know that we start off each show with what we're watching. So, Jeff, do you want to enlighten the people on what you got going on? What you watching?
I would love to. I watched a couple things, some old, some new. On Monday night, Tuesday night, I watched Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. And you know what? It was delightful. I thought it was fun. I had a good old time. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons player by any means, so I didn't get, if they were doing Easter eggs, I didn't get the Easter eggs, but I had a great time nonetheless. It was fun. There were some fun cameos. There were some unexpected twists and turns, but it was a good time. It was I mean, Chris Pine. I'm gonna say it. That's Chris.
Oh my goodness, that's high praise.
The cast is really good. The cast is really, really fun. I really like Justice Smith. I like when they did Jurassic World Dominion. We rewatched all of the Jurassic Park / Worlds, and Justice Smith is an incredible part of Fallen Kingdom. Made the movie. He's so funny. I think he's great.
And he's barely in Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion was a disaster.
Every decision they made was incorrect. Everyone, terrible. I was thinking on the way home. I was just every once in a while I just get mad that because I think about when we recorded the episode before we watched it, and I was wearing my Jurassic Park shirt and sunglasses and a hat. I looked like a dang fool. But Dungeons and Dragons, I think I saw the initial trailer and I was like, who is that for? Because it didn't seem like it. I didn't think D&D people would be really into it because it looks like Hollywoodized, and I feel like that's not their thing.
Exactly, that's what I thought as well.
And non-D&D people, it's D&D, so they kind of, some people don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. So I didn't know, but then I saw that they actually, it looks like they did it well. And pleased everybody.
I forget his writing partner, but it's John Francis Daly. I think he directed as well. They as a pair directed as well. But also wrote Game Night. Did some passes on. I think they wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Damn.
And let's see.
Man, so these just a couple fanboys out
there. Pop in and out. Like they come in, they crush it, and then they're like, all right, bye. I got enough to live for another few years. I'll come back when I'm good and ready.
What a wild way to make a living.
Right?
That's gotta be so stressful. Wow. Mad respect to people that can do that.
Yeah, mad respect to the people that can make millions of dollars and then disappear for a few years and then come back.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty easy. Someone said I think it was like a comedian. They were doing a bit about when Leo won best actor for The Revenant, and everyone's like, he deserved it. He worked so hard, and the guy's like, he made, I'm not sure, like at least $10 million.
I can't
on
imagine.
The Revenant.
Yeah,
he worked. He said like 8 months or something like that. Be like, you can tell me he won it to be because he was a great actor. That's fine, but don't tell me he worked hard. I mean, like, he did probably more so than anything else. But he's like, the dude worked less than a year.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing for that many millions.
Speaking, this is another tangent, but do you ever watch those like Hollywood Reporter roundtables?
Oh, like the one you sent me?
Yeah.
With crap, what was his name? Oh my god, Justin Theroux.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I watched the full thing of that. So context.
Yeah. Yes.
Context.
Tell
so
people.
There was a group of comedians who roped Justin Theroux into doing this. I took it. I saw a clip of this out of context and took it seriously for a second, and then I looked it up and
sent it to us, and we took it seriously too.
So context. Group of comedians got together and they lampooned the Hollywood Reporter Roundtable, like actors on actors kind of thing, and there's a bit in there where they're talking about the hardship of being an actor, and Justin Theroux is going through and he's like, yeah, I was just a punk kid running up credit card bills, crashing my car. And my dad said I needed to get my stuff together, so he called my godfather, Harrison Ford. And
we had lunch at the Palladium or whatever.
The Chateau.
The Chateau.
We had lunch at the Chateau, and you just talking about how like kind of cushy, not talking about it, but like just talking about his life in a tone that it's like, oh man, it's so hard. So hard to be an actor, and saying things that are the most privileged things that you could ever possibly hope to hear.
Is his godfather actually Harrison Ford? Do you know that?
I believe it is. His his uncle wrote the book, The Mosquito Coast, which
I knew that
Harrison Ford acted in the I believe in the 80s or 90s. Yeah. So it's not a stretch to think that is true fact.
There's a connection there. Yeah. But and then he's like, man, I just had stacks of scripts.
I went on 8 auditions.
8. And I got it. Yeah, he's right. I went on 8 auditions. I got a script every time. So I had about a stack of like 8 scripts. And I was just like, I can't do this.
Highly recommend checking that out. And
they buy into it. Man.
Did you watch the whole? You didn't watch the whole thing?
No, I did not watch the whole thing.
I had a great time, but I do watch those, like the legit ones,
the actual ones. Yeah.
Which is so funny because they always. I feel like Adam Sandler has been on like 15 of those, and he has to talk about like acting as a serious craft, and I'm like, he pops in and out and does like a serious movie once every 6 years. Something like that, and everything else is like Hubie Halloween or
I was gonna tell
or Murder Mystery 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
streaming
on
everywhere.
Netflix now. If I said the name, oh gosh, Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, I know Kevin Nealon. He's like in every Adam Sandler movie. He's the SNL guy.
Yeah. Well, so there's a ad on a local radio show out here. And he's performing somewhere around here, and they're like, see Kevin Nealon at I think that one's the Palladium actually, in Carmel, and I listened to the ad many times, and the name Kevin Nealon just kept going past me, and then they're like, apparently they weren't getting enough ticket sales because then they started saying, come see actor, comedian, and author Kevin Nealon, known for Happy Madison films. Known for his frequent appearance in Happy Madison films. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that guy, yeah. And it finally clicked. And now the tickets flying off the shelves.
Terrific.
They're flying off the... Dungeons & Dragons.
Unbelievable, man.
Unbelievable. You mentioned you were watching some old stuff too.
Oh, you want to do a little segment of, I want to call this one Flashback Cinema. Yeah. Let me just see what year this is from. So I watched, actually I have the Letterboxd tab open. Let me just go over there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
1984.
That could be worse. 1984. Remember when that dude wrote that book and it was 1984 was like in the future?
Dude, I bet it's gonna be hard to watch Back to the Future again.
I don't like. Yeah, that's already uncomfortable.
But I guess that was also when our parents were in high school, so we're still okay. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird when we hit like Minority Report or
Blade Runner.
Oh jeez. Well, I think we're about to hit the first Blade Runner, right?
Oh, are we really?
I think it's like 2020 something.
So we already hit it. Oh, but
2020 something.
Makes it.
Okay, so
yeah.
Flashback cinema.
What movie is this? Yeah.
Let me take you back to the year 1984 with a little movie called The Natural. Have you seen this movie, The Natural, with Robert Redford? It's very highly reviewed.
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's been a long time. We watched it. Man, it has been a couple years ago, and that would have been the only time I ever saw it. So I do not remember.
Absolutely bizarre.
I remember him trying to swing a bat. He's wearing the big old pajama uniforms and trying to swing a bat. Baseball. This is baseball.
Baseball. Absolutely bizarre movie.
It's bizarre.
Yes, it's bizarre, dude. Okay, so
what happens?
I had no idea what the tone of this movie was supposed to be. I didn't know if it was supposed to be like satire or like a slapsticky. It's insane, dude. Okay, so it starts out. He's a young kid, and his dad puts a little target on the. I'm not going to take you through the whole movie. Fade in. Sun sets over the cornfields. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick hit on this, and massive spoiler for this movie, but whatever. Okay, the dude is a great ball player from the plains. His dad dies. His family farm gets struck by lightning. He crafts a bat,
like the entire farm at one time.
A tree on his farm.
Okay, I remember that.
A tree on his farm gets struck by lightning. He makes a bat out of it. And then he goes to the big city to make it in baseball, and then he's very confident in his pitching abilities. So he goes up to
screw the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
Screw the lightning bat. Yeah,
but they come back to the bat.
Okay.
So he goes to the big city, tries to make it in baseball. He wants to be a pitcher. He sees it seems like a Babe Ruth stand-in. Best hitter of all time. And then he's like, well, I bet I could strike you out. So he strikes out the best hitter of all time.
See?
Easy peasy.
No problem.
Somebody didn't like that. Somebody took issue with this rookie coming out and this young kid, and
it's tough to take.
It's a tough pill to swallow there. So they hired a hooker to shoot him. So he gets shot.
What?
He ran. I was like, okay, he's gonna try to make it in baseball. Robert Redford does look a little old to be a rookie, but I guess
de-aging in 1984.
So I was like, okay, he's just gonna be a young baseball player then through this whole movie. I guess we're gonna follow his career, and then he gets shot, and he's laying on the floor,
gets shot,
seemingly bleeding out, and then we fade to black. 17 years later, he has disappeared from baseball. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows anything about him. He shows up and he's like, all right, I'm going to play baseball. I'm a great player. And then he joins a Major League Baseball team. And hey, guess what? He's amazing. But there's somebody who's playing his position, which has suddenly become right field. He went from a pitcher to an outfielder who can hit. Okay, so
he took the message.
I guess he.
God's like, I hit a tree with a bolt of lightning, give you a bat, and you out here trying to get on the rubber, and I'm like, backhand to the face.
Unbelievable.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. You're made to be a hitter, boy. You have to pay your penance for 17 years. Okay, so he comes out. He's an amazing hitter. Right. But there's no room for him in the outfield. there's already a pretty great right fielder. But man, the right fielder is going after a fly ball. It looks like it's going to be a hit over the fence. Uh-oh. And he runs into the fence, runs through the fence, big cartoon hole in the fence. And
oh man,
the next
straight to the IL.
Cut to his funeral.
He died.
He did.
Can't they just put him on the injured list? Like, why did he have to die? How did he die?
I don't know, man. I couldn't nail down the tone of this movie. Unbelievable.
My God.
But what? That's just kind of the trajectory of the rest of the film. He then is part. There's a lot of like mob stuff in it where there's like I don't know. It's convoluted.
Wow.
I didn't know how to feel about this movie.
Well, I don't know how to feel about it right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what movie I watched a couple years ago, but I distinctly remember the bat.
It had a lightning bolt in it.
Lightning. Well, I don't know about that, but being struck the tree and he picked up the lumber and was like.
Yeah, but I guess
I remember that.
How can you not be romantic about baseball? They do play baseball in the first episode of Succession, which
that they do.
I did rewatch in its entirety in the lead up to the 4th season. Man, what a banger of a show!
Great show. HBO is just freaking hitting the nail on the head. Sunday, I know what I'm doing Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
When does Barry air? I think it's like.
I want to say.
I think it's like happening during Succession,
it's this month.
right?
Oh, that's funny. I wonder why they didn't space that out. How did you feel about the latest season 3?
Season 3 of Barry, or Succession?
Barry, but we'll get back. We'll get back to Succession. But maybe season 2, whatever the latest season of Barry that has already been out was,
where he's he gets it at the end.
Yeah.
All right. I guess spoilers. Whatever. He gets arrested at the end.
Yeah. Yes.
I honestly don't recall.
I just remember it took a turn. It was always dancing on the line of dark comedy.
Yeah.
But then it just turned dark, and I'm like, I don't really want to laugh anymore.
Yeah. Definitely turned dark. Darker.
Yeah. Anyway.
Succession. Watched
Succession.
So we are, as of recording, 2 episodes in to season 4, the final season. Man.
It's great television.
Great television.
It is great television.
Upon rewatch, it was it just keeps getting the different flaws within each child. It just kind of like get highlighted, because sometimes you're like, okay, this person's just an idiot. Okay, this person doesn't know what they're doing, and they are so privileged that they have no idea. They can't see that they have no idea what they're doing. Connor, but all of them, right? Like, Kendall is probably the most competent of all of them. What do you think of that?
Well, I kind of think low key. I don't know. Oh, well. I kind of would give it between Siobhan and Roman low key.
Really, but like you're the most competent.
Because I feel like Kendall's is just a complete, it's just like a full layer of just bullshit expletive. Just like it is like so. The mask the facade he is putting on is like total and complete, and there's literally nothing there back behind it, like nothing at all. I think there's some substance to both Siobhan and Roman, but I think he, especially in season 2 where the thing happened and he just lost, like he was a shell.
Right.
I think nothing ever got back in there, and it's just he's been trying to. I don't know. So that's.
Let me come back.
Yeah.
Let me come back. I think that he has worked the hardest and educated himself the most of the 3 children. I think that he actually has business sense, and he actually knows the research and the activities to do to know how a business is working and to understand the operations of it. Shiv wants to come in and be CEO without ever having any experience in business whatsoever. She has no idea what she's doing business-wise. She might have some political know-how, but it seems like she relies heavily on the fact that she is very connected to a pretty powerful news network to get jobs and to form her political strategy.
Yeah, that is true.
Roman might know how to talk to people, but he doesn't know how to. He's not willing to do work, and he doesn't know how to do work.
Yeah, I'll give you that for both.
But also, Kendall is a drug addict who is can completely go off the rails and lose all competency.
Yeah, well, whenever I am listening to Kendall talk, it's like I feel it's one of those, because I have spoken like this personally, so I know it's like when you don't really know, so you try to sound confident, you say a lot of words, but like if anyone like really challenged you on it, you wouldn't be able to do a solid job of like backing up what you just said. And like how he tries to connect with other people, Kendall, it's just like he's like a robot.
Yeah,
it's like not actually like,
so that maybe lends itself to my theory in his like he has enough of the knowledge to know what to say, even though it might not have the connection in here to know what it means.
Okay, no, I think that's an apt. That makes sense. I can see that for sure, and I can also see him being the one that's just not really good at. He's not good at social interaction, but he does it. I mean, like one of those like really good data or computer people who just can't really interact with people. I can see that for sure.
I wonder if those 3 together make
a full person.
make what they each have a piece of what makes Logan good at being Logan, right? Like Kendall has the business and work ethic when he's not wasted.
Right.
Roman can talk to people and schmooze when he needs to schmooze, and Shiv's a killer. Shiv will write
she'll shiv you.
Shiv will write an open letter in the newspaper about your brother's drug problem.
Yeah. They squashed that though, apparently. I mean,
apparently.
And then you got Greg.
Greg's a sleeper, dude. Greg
is totally a sleeper.
Greg's gonna win.
I was like 100% convinced that he was gonna end up on top for the first 3 seasons. With his interactions with Logan this season, I'm not as sure as I was. I could still see it happening, but I don't know. I'm not as confident. I was like 100% bought in that Greg was going to be the successor. Yeah. Well, really excited to see where this season takes us.
Yeah, me too.
I like, as much as I love the show, I like that they're only doing 4.
Yeah.
And it's not trailed off in any way.
And it seems like the decision to only do 4 seasons came in the writing of this season, not from the creator's mouth. The decision was halfway through writing, and he was like, actually, this story might be over. That's enough current events. Shall we talk about things that won't be coming soon?
On the horizon?
Far beyond the horizon.
Yes.
Okay.
What should we talk about?
So, last week we introduced the idea of the Golden Carousel. And I'm going to take us up to a higher level. Basically, what we're talking about here is a split story where you have 2 men, a young man and an old man, and the young man is on the beginning of an entrepreneurial journey, and the old man is is towards the end of his life, very rich and unhappy. Yes. So it's a time split. So you have one man in like the gold rush era and one man in what are we going to call it? The turn of the century.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah. We did our research.
There it is. But okay, so the end point where I want to get is the old man is regretting his riches and is brought back in time and is put in a position to help his younger self complete his journey to find the riches that he was bestowed with as a young man. So he is the weapon of his own demise and unhappiness, basically.
Yeah.
So I think for this episode, we can talk about how we want to show that. What kind of mechanism of time travel are we talking about here? If we want to even do time travel, or if we want it to be kind of metaphorical, we can have them in the same time and just play it that way. I'm open to changing this and throwing it out the window.
No, we can't do that. Well, so what the tricky thing about doing time travel, because I think we were wanting to do it where you're telling both stories, and it's not until maybe halfway, 3/4 through, do you realize it is in fact the same person, just at different stages. Difficult part of doing that is the rapid change over the course. So like his life is 70, 80 years, something like that. Like from the gold rush and let's say 1849 was something to do with the gold rush.
Yeah, that would be why the team is 49ers.
Right. That's what I mean. That was so we are dealing with basically 50 years later. Yeah. Like turn of century looks a little different, but maybe they find themselves. I'm sure there was like mining towns or stuff like that out there that didn't change a ton over that course of time.
I have an idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
We drop the fact that the old man we drop the twist or the reveal that the old man is the young man, and we just have the old man telling the story of him striking it rich. So we do a flashback. It's almost like a flashback. We start with the old man, and he's unhappy, and he meets somebody, and he is telling them about how he regrets his riches and tells a story about how he became wealthy. And then at a certain point I'm struggling with the flow of this story, because what I really want is him to be back in time and to be put in a position where he could affect and take away the one action that brought him his riches.
Yeah. Well, so what we could do is kind of play both sides of that.
Okay.
Where I'm picturing him on a park with a carousel.
Okay.
And he's watching the carousel. Mm-hmm. And it's the beginning, and he's old and he's by himself. So maybe it's actually not cool that he's watching probably kids on a carousel by himself on a park bench. But he's anywhere, and he's telling somebody the story. Mm-hmm. So then it goes, and he goes into the story, and then it's that point, the focal point of that, what sets him on his current trajectory. And he's like, I should have done this. And then we cut to that part, and he actually does that. And then by the time the story progresses in that vein, until it gets to modern, and it turns out his new reality is what he wanted all along. It somehow gets to that point where he's like, I should have done this, and he keeps telling the story of then I would have done this and this and this, and then it comes out to where he lived the life that he actually wanted.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do we have something mythical or magical that enables this, or do we just have him tell this story, and that's the rest of the movie? Like, he's just telling this. He's telling the story, and he's like, "Oh man, if only I did this."
Yeah.
And then that's where the cut is, and then the rest of the movie is just what would have happened.
Well, yeah. So how about this? So he's on this bench. Mm-hmm. He's telling the story. It takes off at that point, and there's maybe I don't know if this is too hokey, but like a split screen of one action and the other action, and the thing that sets it off in two different directions. And then we follow the story of the life he wanted to have and the happiness that he never really achieved. And then that version of him goes down and sits on the park bench. We get the split screen again, and then it fades away and it's just him again. I don't know if that's too sad or too hokey, but he tells the story of
because he shows up to this park with his grandkids. There it is.
Exactly. Yep, and they go on the carousel.
And then it's just a really sad ending.
Yeah, I know. It's a thinker.
I like it.
At least those types of endings like make you think more. If it's a happy ending, you kind of just like go and then you leave the theater. But I feel whenever I watch a movie that has a serious ending like that, I sit in my seat for a second as the credits roll, and I'm just like,
Yes. So he gets to this part.
Yeah.
And so what do we want to be the crossover? Do we want it to be he's like in a mine and finds a bunch of gold with a partner or something, and the partner the mine starts collapsing and he has to make a decision to save the partner or to like preserve a way to find the trail back to the gold?
I think so. I think that, because you mentioned that situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has to choose between saving this person or saving his riches.
Yeah. And the decision to save the riches just splits him in two. And and he is unable to form like real relationships. He just has the money and is able to live a comfortable life, but not a happy life. Yeah. Hey man, this is what this show is all about.
It's how it comes together, man. The past way you write something you think is okay, you start saying it out loud, and you're like, "This is the stupidest thing that's ever existed," and then it just doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But then here, collab, man, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Golden Carousel. Great stuff.
All right,
man. And now we can do some like proper casting in the next episode because we're there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sweet.
Wow.
All right.
Were here. You guys heard it first.
You witnessed something that's not coming soon. All right.
Never. All right. Soon.
So I think next week we can do some casting, finish up there.
Yeah.
But for now, I do have a connection for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What you got?
And I want you to connect.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to do it anyway. All right. I want you to connect Brian Cox to Tim Meadows.
Come on. Okay. I'm just gonna start thinking out loud because
you can definitely get it with Troy.
Yeah. I mean, you got Troy, you got Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Brad Pitt. Weirdly Okay. So Brian Cox is in Troy with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is in oh my god, how did I do this? I did this. He's in Troy with Brad Pitt. How did I get to him? Where did I go with Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt is in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which has Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Does it not? Vince Vaughn is in Wedding Crashers with Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson is in the movie with Salma Hayek that came out like a year ago or 2 years ago. It's like oh my god, what was it called? It was like Seeing Love or shit. What was it called? Ugh.
Are you maybe thinking about oh no, you're right. He was also sorry. Yeah. Keep going. Owen Wilson was also in a movie with Jennifer Lopez about love.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's probably not called Love. It was like
it was Marry Me was the
that was what that yeah.
But I forget there was like he's like in some alternative reality or something.
Yeah.
No, not Upload. That's another one of those.
No.
But I think you're straying.
Yeah. They're in that movie. Salma Hayek is in Grown Ups with Tim Meadows.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I would have recommended once you had Brad Pitt, you could go the Coen route.
Yeah. Well, I thought you can do. Where'd you go?
You could do Burn After Reading to Frances McDormand. Yeah. In Fargo with Steve Buscemi, Grown Ups, Tim Meadows.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to use Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
Darn. Okay. What's that? I gotta look up what that movie's called. Yeah. So where did you do?
So I went and I did Tim Meadows is in Grown Ups with Chris Rock, who is in Madagascar with Sacha Baron Cohen, who is in Les Mis with Hugh Jackman, who is in X2 with Brian Cox.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing. I'm going too far. Oh no. Here. Bliss.
Was that a series or a movie?
No, it was a movie. Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Did you see that there was like some
deep cuts
article about like internally Amazon Prime has no idea what it's doing, like what identity they want to have as a studio? It's like it's a mess.
They are all over the place. Like you never know what an Amazon Prime movie is going to be like. They also just have the deepest. I wonder if they just have the deepest cuts on there.
Yeah, man.
They're like random movies.
Yeah, super weird.
All throughout time. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, Bliss.
There you go.
I feel like there's so many. There you go.
And that was.
I have.
Agree. That was.
Green
that was a Golden Carousel Part 2. Thanks for joining.
Part 2.
Thanks for joining. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for letting us into your ears.
Yeah.
All right.
I was Ryan.
I was Jeff.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Like, comment, and subscribe.